Hello again. Well, today we've got a leaky gas tank on our '07 Taurus, and we actually had a leak a few years ago, and I fixed it with a fuel tank repair kit and got pretty lucky. It is basically, today's leak is kind of right where beside the old leak. See that clean patch of gray there? And you see it leaking out. Above it, you see the lip there, but behind the lip toward the front of the car, there's like a little valley, and I think that's where the gas is coming out. So I'm going to use this repair kit, and for a little, just to use as a clamp, before I used like a little pair of plastic clamps, and actually they got stuck, and when that's what the little yellow things are, still in there. Anyway, that was part of the clamp, those yellow bits. So I'm going to do today is clean it up best I can. I'm going to turn the car around so the gas isn't running out. I'm going to clean it up, put the kit in, and then I'm going to put this magnet. It's a rare earth magnet. It's out of an old hard drive, and we're going to set it right on in there, so that'll hold the epoxy in place and hopefully give this tank a little longer lease on life. Anyway, it's kind of too messy for me to video and do the whole thing, so I'm going to just show you when it's all done, because yeah, it's kind of a crazy deal. Alright, talk to you later. Oh yeah, so you're going to need like the usual, brass wire brush so you're not making sparks, sandpaper, flashlight, gloves, goggles, rags to soak up the gas and get the old undercoating off. But here, yeah, see the gas washed all the, that's where your leak is, near where all the undercoating got washed off. So anyway, we'll be back in a little bit. And I had a look underneath, but it's really hard to work on it from underneath, so I took the wheel off. And luckily we got a mild day here in January, and we'll get this looked after. But yeah, just jack it up good, use a jack stand just in case. So I'm gonna have to put the wheel on, turn the car around and all that stuff, but yeah, it's probably best not to try and patch it while it's still leaking. So I'll see if it's still leaking when we turn it around. I might have to wait till there's less fuel in the tank. Alright, thanks. Alright, so just a little more investigating here. We got a nice dry, clean gray cloth here. And whatever we touch, it's going to be obviously dark if it's wet. So I'm going to put my index finger right on that low spot. See, just up from about an inch ahead of that finger there, you can see there's a little valley about the size of a dime. So let's just, oh yeah, it's wet. Sometimes you gotta use your bare hands to see what's going on. So right there, yeah, so that's probably part of the leak too. You can see where stuff chipped away and ran downhill, and there you can still see the valley too. We're going to fill all that in, and like I said, hopefully the car is about half a tank of fuel, so hopefully when we turn it around it won't be dripping as much, but if it is, we'll just kind of keep it on a hill the other way so it doesn't drip out, and drive it till there's less fuel in the tank. Alrighty. Alright, so we turned the car around. Now the nose is facing downhill. And let's see. So there's not too much dripping going on. I think there's just a little residual running off the tank. But here's our problem area. And as you can see, it stopped dripping, of course. So I think what we'll do, yeah, we'll try and clean it all up, best we can with the brass brush and stuff, and put in our kit, and then we will we'll be back. I'll try and get it over that lip there too as well. There you can see the 2 yellow pieces of the plastic clamp I used. That was about 4 years ago, that repair, so but I'll try and go ahead of that patch, and I actually have 2 kits if I need it, so hopefully it's not that rust spot below the hose. But anyway, let's take a look. Just gotta get in here. So let's there you can see that valley and that low spot there, that circular low spot. I'm gonna try and go to here at least, because it was cold out. I saw actually like frosty ice build up on here because the tank was colder than the air, so it was actually condensing kind of frost on it. So that's what I'll try and do. Alright, so here's what you get in the kit. You get your instructions, you get your 2-part epoxy kind of stuff, and here's the fiberglass mat. So that might just be enough to do the trick. And oh, it's got an alcohol prep pad, there you go. So if you have any rubbing alcohol too, it's not a bad idea. And we'll go from there. It's got some sandpaper too, so there you go. Alright, so I cleaned out a lot of the loose flaking undercoating there, and we're going to try and come down the back lip and go up a bit under that hose. And I have some extra fiberglass cloth, so I'm gonna cut some of this off to use, because the stuff they gave me isn't big enough, but I think they gave us enough epoxy. I'm gonna keep drying it out, try and get it as dry as possible before I put it all on. Alright, so we got all our epoxy in. It went in kind of thick. This stuff, you only have 2 minutes to mix it, and then 6 more minutes before it's all hardened up, or set. So basically I mixed it for 1.5 minutes, and then I started kind of flowing it in there, and then when I was past halfway or almost out of the stuff, I guess 3/4 the way empty, I put the cloth in. And you got to be careful, the edges the cloth might want to lift up, and then put the rest of the stuff, the epoxy, over the cloth to kind of submerge it. And then just for fun, I put that magnet on the end there to act as a clamp on that back seam. So we'll see if this works. I'll let you know in a day or so. Basically it says cures in 30 minutes, but I'm gonna give it a few hours at least. Okay, thanks for watching. Subscribe. Okay, here it is a day later. There's where we did the patch. There's no puddle of gas, so that's good. And it's a little hard to see, but there doesn't appear to be any leaking gas. So we'll keep an eye on this repair and see how things go. Thanks for watching, and subscribe. I won't spam you with too much stuff. Okay, thanks.